Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq receives the Ambassador of the Republic of Kenya to bid her farewell at the end of her tour of duties. His Highness Sayyid Aviation bin Haytham Al Said inaugurates the 33rd edition of the COMEX International Technology Exhibition 2024. The Municipal Council of Muscat Governorate reviews the waterfront project of Sultan Qaboos Port and other development projects. The Sultanate of Oman expresses its utmost condemnation and denunciation of the continued Israeli aggression on Gaza and the recent targeting of the displaced persons camp in Rafah. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues Royal Decree number 27/2024. Article 1 transfers Oman Center for Traditional Music from the Diwan of Royal Court to the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth. Article 2 the allocations, properties, origins, rights, obligations and assets of Oman Center for Traditional Music at the Diwan of Royal Court shall be transferred to the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth. Article 3 transfers employees of Oman Center for Traditional Music to the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth along with their financial grades. Article 4 cancels all that contradicts with the decree or contravenes with its provisions. Article 5 this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Dr. Ilham Haydar Aliyev of Azerbaijan on his country's National Day. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Luis Rodolfo Abinader of the Republic of Dominican on the occasion of re-electing him as the President for a new presidential term. His Majesty the Sultan sent a similar cable to Her Excellency President Sahle Work Zaude of Ethiopia on her country's National Day. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, received Her Excellency Amina Ali Abdullah, Ambassador of the Republic of Kenya, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman, to bid her farewell at the end of her tour of duties. Her Excellency the Ambassador expressed her thanks to His Majesty the Sultan for the support she received during her period of work in the Sultanate of Oman from His Majesty, the government and the Omani people, which made it easier for her to perform her duties. She expressed her wishes to His Majesty for good health, happiness and long life, and for the Sultanate of Oman further development and growth under the wise leadership of His Majesty. For his part, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Said expressed his deep thanks to Her Excellency the Ambassador for her efforts in serving the relations between the two countries, wishing her continued success and the Kenyan people further progress and prosperity. His Highness Sayyid Tayazin bin Haytham Al Said, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, inaugurated the 33rd edition of the COMEX International Technology Exhibition 2024. More details in the phone report.
The 33rd edition of COMEX Global Technology Show 2024 began today. The four-day event, which takes place at Oman Convention and Exhibition Center, brings more than 100 local and international firms under one roof. Organized in partnership with the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, the exhibition aims to promote digital investments and showcase the latest technologies and electronic services. A larger portion of these investments is focused on the areas of communications technologies, data storage and processing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, space technology and semiconductors. The estimated value of agreement and projects announced at COMEX 2024 is 60% higher than those announced at COMEX 2023, up by 40 million Omani Rials. The value of new projects and agreements announced during the Expo opening day touched 60 million Omani Rials. These cover the areas of digital fields, developing technical infrastructure and Oman Investments Authority projects to support the digital economy and technology investments. Various agreements were signed as part of the inaugural ceremony, where 14 Memorandum of Understanding were signed with international companies to contribute in providing training programs.
Very excited to be today here at COMEX 2024. Last year was an amazing year for us. We had showcased how technology is actually going to serve us and serve our operations in terms of enhancing our operations and bringing efficiency. This year is even more exciting than last year. We're actually showcasing how these technologies are really enhancing our operations.
Global Computer Services just signed a MOU with OQ to support OQ and its affiliates in establishing their IDS Academy. This is in support of the organization OQ and the country's ICV initiatives. So within the next 3 months, we will be working closely with OQ.
OQ Digital Hub aims to harness collective efforts to develop national workforce skills through structured and high-level training programs. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The Municipal Council of Muscat Governorate held its 6th meeting this year. The meeting discussed implementing future plans as well as waterfront projects of Sultan Qaboos Port. The meeting reviewed a list of activities which non-Omanis are prohibited from engaging in according to the Foreign Capital Investment Law. The chairman of Muscat Municipality stated that a number of quality projects will be implemented in the Wilaya of Matrah this year, including the project of His Highness Sayyid Bil Arab bin Haytham Award for Architectural Design, which will be implemented in the 3rd quarter of this year. The project is a park that is designed in a modern style, as well as an architectural masterpiece centering this project. It is noteworthy that the development of the Wilaya of Matrah goes in line with Oman Vision 2040 and the National Strategy for Tourism. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sayyid Saoud bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Governor of Muscat. The Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Ministry of Information, participated in the work of the 101 regular session of the Permanent Committee for the Arab Media in the Kingdom of Bahrain. The meeting will discuss continuing media support for the Palestinian issues and following up of the plan for Arab media action abroad, including adopting the basic system of the Observatory and Integrated Platform, the Arab Institute for the Peace Journalism, and the recommendations of the Arab Committee for Electronic Media. The meeting will discuss the best ways to implement the interim plan for joint Arab media strategy to combat terrorism. The meeting will also discuss taking steps aimed at completing the negotiation file with international media companies, including efforts aimed at spreading environmental media culture, enhancing the role of Arab women in the media, and adopting the Arab Media Code of Honor. The Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Civil Aviation Authority, hosts the 6th meeting of the ICAAO Regional Group for Airport Safety Planning and Implementation during the period 27th to the 29th of May 2024 at the Civil Aviation Authority. During the meeting, 23 working papers were discussed with the participation of 10 regional countries and 3 international organizations. The meeting aims to implement the safety and air navigation goals specified in air navigation safety strategies in the Middle East. The activities of the Comprehensive Leadership Program were launched in Muscat. The program is implemented by the Intosai Development Initiative AIDI in coordination with the State Audit Institution. The program aims to benefit from the expertise and knowledge of local and international experts in this field, in addition to developing innovative strategies to adopt a comprehensive leadership approach. The program also seeks to spread knowledge and awareness on the importance of comprehensive leadership as an essential value for laboratory units. The Sultanate of Oman expressed its utmost condemnation and denunciation of the continued Israeli aggression in Gaza and the recent targeting of a displaced persons camp in Rafah in the Gaza Strip. It stressed in a statement issued by the Foreign Ministry today that these highest acts that the occupying state continues to commit require deterrent international intervention, including the international community imposing sanctions on Israel, given the clear violation of international law and international humanitarian law and the violation of human dignity and values. Still to come in our news bulletin. Laying the foundation stone for the project to enhance the value chain of camel milk and its derivatives in the wilaya of Rakhut in the Far Governorate. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth held a ceremony to honor the sponsors of the Sultanate of Oman's pavilion at the Venice Biennale of Arts. The event was presided over by His Excellency Saeed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth for Culture. More details in the following report.
In recognition of the collaborative efforts between the public and private sectors to support the arts, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth honored the sponsors of the National Pavilion of the Sultanate of Oman at the 2024 Venice Biennale of Arts. Their significant contributions were instrumental in presenting a sophisticated exhibition that captivated art enthusiasts worldwide.
We're happy to see this kind of partnership between the two sectors. We see how it enhances the participation of Sultan of Oman in Biennale Venice 2024. And we think that will build a strong relationship between the two sectors to present Oman culture internationally.
by participating in international exhibitions like the Venice Biennale. Omani artists gain exposure, experience, and the opportunity to engage with the global art community.
I was one of the artists to be lucky enough to represent Oman at this year's Venice Biennale. The Venice Biennale is one of the oldest and most prestigious art events in art history. It was established in 1895 and to this day remains, if not one of the best. It's a great honor to display, exhibit. It's a huge platform for the world to see a little glimpse of Oman, Omani culture, Omani art. Again, a huge honor to just represent our country in this prestigious event.
The interactions of the Omani artists on the world stage not only enhance their skills and perspectives, but also pave the way for future generations of artists to thrive and contribute to the global cultural dialogue. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in cooperation with the Ministry of Labour, organized an introductory workshop on the regulations for manpower recruitment officers and the temporary supply regulations with the participation of relevant authorities. The session reviewed the comparisons between the regulatory regulations for practicing the activity of recruiting non-Omani workforce issued by Ministerial Resolution number 1/2011 and the draft new regulations regulating new recruitment officers. It also proposed to provide special insurance packages for licensing applications through insurance companies and refund cases. The workshop witnessed a discussion session during which participants inquired about many points of comparison between the current regulation and the draft new regulation. The Niyaba of Shahab As-Saib in the Wilaya of Rakhyut in the Governorate of Dhofar celebrated today, laying the foundation stone for the project strengthening a value chain of camel milk and its derivatives by empowering women producers in the Wilaya with the aim of enhancing economic opportunities in rural areas and supporting productive families. The project, which is being implemented by the Ministry of Agricultural, Fisheries and Water Resources in cooperation with the Food and Agriculture Organization for the United Nations and with the funding from Al Jisr Foundation for Charitable Works, will be held on a total area of 2,000 square meters in the Niyaba of Shahab As-Saib, with the aim of establishing a fully equipped unit for producing cheese from camel milk. The project targets 20 women in the Wilaya. This is part of the ministry's efforts to pay attention to development in rural communities, empower them, and develop the industry of red meat and dairy products directed to the local market. The occasion was presided over by His Excellency Hussein bin Zahir Al-Abri, Wali of Rakhyut. The Oman Vision 2040 Implementation and Follow-up Unit is continuing its series of meetings across governorates as part of the All of Oman project. Their fourth destination was Al Dakhliya Governorate, held under the patronage of His Excellency Sheikh Khalal bin Saeed Al Hajri, the Governor of Al Dakhliya. More details in the following report.
Within its ongoing efforts to foster sustainable development and decentralization, the Oman Vision 2040 Implementation and Follow-up Unit held its fourth meeting under the All of Oman project in the Al Dakhliya Governorate. The three-day event focused on a range of strategies and projects aimed at bolstering the national economy.
All Oman initiative that is driven by Oman Vision 2040 Follow-up and Implementation Unit. The idea of this initiative is to empower the Governor Office on different aspects such as the Governor's assurance, project planning, Also, we are working on the process simplification and problem solving through lean methodology. And we are expecting all of this will help to accelerate achieving Oman Vision 2040 priorities.
Recognized as essential partners in realizing the Future Vision's goals, a session was dedicated to the youth, providing a platform to showcase their talents and innovative ideas in shaping a sustainable and prosperous future for Oman.
Bringing the youth to such meeting is very important because they are one of the main pillars of Oman Vision 2040. And these meetings and such events will empower them in terms of innovation and creativity.
The program also featured presentations on Oman Vision 2040 and the All of Oman project, along with practical training workshops on the lean methodology. These sessions were designed to equip participants with efficient strategies for project implementations. This initiative is a pivotal movement in the nation's journey towards a sustainable future, highlighting the prominent role of the governorates in achieving Oman's Vision 2040. From the Wilaya of Nizwa, Saleh Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, الداخلية, Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq receives the Ambassador of the Republic of Kenya to bid her farewell at the end of her tour of duties. His Highness Sayyid Tayazin bin Haytham Al Saeed inaugurates the 33rd edition of the COMEX International Technology Exhibition 2024. The Municipal Council of Muscat Governorate reviews the waterfront project of Sultan Qaboos Port and other development projects. The Sultanate of Oman expresses its utmost condemnation and denunciation of the continued Israeli aggregation of the Gaza and recent targeting of displaced persons camp in Rafah. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studio and the newsroom, it's good night and stay safe.